This is actually happening, and it's important that we know this and that it resonates with us so that we think.
She was telling me what she thought would work and what she thought would be sexy. And from the very beginning.
What about Lily Bloom resonated with you the most?
I just loved her. I felt incredibly protective of her.
She had her hands in every part of this production, and everything she touched, she made better.
You were teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you seen this?
As a man, I'm always going to come with my own biases. It's one of the reasons I was afraid to direct this movie, let alone act in it. And I wanted to make sure this film always had a female gaze.
The legal battle between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively continues to escalate, and it's showing no signs of slowing down. The trial isn't even set until March 2026.
You guys, this Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively situation is still ongoing. I mean, the trial is not scheduled until next March, so we still have another year of a lot that can happen.
Meaning we have another year of dramatic twists and turns ahead. However, there have already been some significant new developments that we need to discuss. Plus, a new documentary is set to shed light on this ongoing controversy, bringing even more attention to the case.
Oh my God, very exciting news. Earlier this week, I was featured in a documentary that premiered on Channel 5 in the UK about the sisterhood of the Traveling Plantation alum and Justin Baldoni. Also featured in this documentary is Maya Schachter. She is a very experienced intimacy coordinator. After reading text messages between them that they each included in their respective lawsuits, this intimacy coordinator says, quote, "From reading their text messages, I do sense that."
To recap, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni are currently entangled in a major legal battle.
You can say anything.
I want to have sex with you.
In December 2024, Blake initiated legal proceedings against Justin, accusing him of inappropriate behavior on the set of It Ends With Us. Her claims include allegations that Justin improvised intimate scenes without prior consent and made unwelcome comments, which she says created a hostile work environment and caused her severe emotional distress.
I know it's so devastating to hear this, and I'm really sorry to share this, but I'm grateful that you guys are listening, because sexual exploitation, because it would be very painful to hear. I felt like I had to ask, though, and I feel like I have to share it with you guys now.
Justin, however, has vehemently denied these allegations and countersued Blake for a staggering $400 million, citing defamation and civil extortion.
I don't think people realize how involved she was in this movie, and she was telling me what she thought would work and what she thought would be sexy. And from the very beginning, this had to have a female point of view. This had to have a female gaze.
Of course.
And I didn't ever want my biases as a man to infiltrate or hurt the project in any way. Because the one thing that I don't know is what it's like to have the experience of a woman. There's nothing that I could ever do, no matter how many women are in my life and how many women I talk to, I could never embody that. So trusting the women around me and trusting Blake in that way to just guide me.
In addition to this, he has also taken legal action against the New York Times, claiming they committed libel by publishing Blake's complaint. As the lawsuit gains more media attention, both sides have been pushing for legal maneuvers. Blake's legal team recently filed a motion for a protective order to keep certain information, including private communications with other celebrities, out of public reach during the discovery phase of the trial. According to The Independent, Blake's lawyer argued that personal and intimate conversations, as well as medical records related to mental health, should be kept confidential. They emphasized that while such information might generate significant public interest, it holds little evidentiary value.
The judge has ruled on the protective order. Who won? Well, I think it's a bit more complicated than that.
We have breaking news in the Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively court case. A judge has ruled on the protective order. This is a big deal.
On March 13th, a federal judge granted a modified protective order, something some are calling a minor victory for Blake. This ruling ensures that specific discovery materials can be marked as confidential or attorney's eyes only. The latter category includes highly sensitive information such as trade secrets, security measures, medical records, and intimate details about third parties. However, it's worth noting that while this order applies to pretrial discovery, the judge clarified that evidence presented at trial may not remain confidential. Following the ruling, Justin's attorney, Brian Freeman, released a statement to TMZ saying they agreed with the court's decision to limit protections to relevant materials like mental health records and security measures. However, he criticized Blake's broader request for document protection, calling it excessive and unnecessary. On the other hand, a spokesperson for Blake told told people that the ruling was a step in the right direction. They argued that the court rejected Justin's objections and upheld necessary protections to ensure the discovery process proceeds without intimidation or security risks. The documentary, He Said, She Said. As if the legal drama wasn't enough, this case has now captured the attention of documentary filmmakers. A special titled He Said, She Said, Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni is set to premiere in the UK, with a shorter version airing in the US on March 31st via Max and Discovery Plus. The documentary promises to examine the allegations, evidence, and the social media frenzy surrounding this case. One of the most intriguing elements of the documentary is the involvement of an intimacy coordinator named Mia, who was not affiliated with It Ends With Us. She analyzed text messages between Blake and Justin, suggesting that they once shared a sense of trust. She also defended Blake's attempt to avoid kissing scenes, describing it as a considerate move to ensure on-set comfort. Page 6 reported that Mia believed Blake's reluctance to kiss Justin was her way of setting boundaries without outright refusing. Additionally, the documentary includes raw footage from a montage scene featuring Blake and Justin, which further fuels speculation about their on-set dynamic. Some experts argue that Blake's actions were an attempt to maintain professionalism, while others believe they indicate deeper tensions that played a role in the lawsuit.
Like he's Canadian.
Look, you punch a couple hundred orphans and suddenly you're mean. This is what I don't understand.
In another twist, Ryan Reynolds has been dragged into the lawsuit. Justin's legal team alleges that Ryan privately referred to him as a predator, which they claim is defamatory. However, Ryan's legal team isn't having it. On March 18th, people reported that Ryan filed a motion to dismiss the complaint against him, arguing that private conversations do not constitute defamation unless it can be proven that he knowingly spread false information. His attorneys further stated that Justin's case suggests the opposite, that Ryan genuinely believed his statements to be true. Without evidence that Ryan acted with malicious intent, his team argues that there is no legal basis for defamation. Legal experts suggest that this motion could have strong merit, as defamation typically requires a public statement rather than a private conversation. With all these moving parts, the protective order, the upcoming documentary, and Ryan Reynolds' legal maneuvering, this case is only getting messier. While Blake's small legal victory provides some protection for now, the real battle begins in March 2026 when the trial officially kicks off. If documents from this case become public, we're looking at a full-fledged social media firestorm. Both Blake and Justin's careers could be significantly impacted by the outcome of this trial. Hollywood is watching closely, and public opinion continues to shift as more information emerges. No matter whose side you're on, one thing is certain: this will be one of the most talked about legal battles in the entertainment industry. What do you think about all these latest developments? And will you be tuning in to the documentary? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.
Blake, I told you, girl, the call is coming from inside the fucking house. Pick up. Ryan Reynolds is saying he doesn't need to be here. He didn't ask for this. He doesn't have shit to do with it. And being a supportive spouse who has witnessed firsthand the emotional, reputational, and financial devastation Miss Lively has suffered. So y'all are broke.
I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star, and this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out. And I think I was so vulnerable and comfortable. And I looked at this person and I said, you can F off. I'm going to work towards a tennis ball. I never want to see you.
I know why Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds stepped out for the first time since all the drama to the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary. At the end of the day, this is all for PR.
I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star, and this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out. And I think I was so vulnerable and comfortable.
Okay.
Is Ryan Reynolds?
Like he's Canadian.
Look, you punch a couple hundred orphans and suddenly you're mean. This is what I don't understand.
I met like a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
I can't be a Disney princess ever.
Oh, Muffin, it's so hard.
I think people tell themselves stories, and this sort of comes back to your worldview that you just mentioned about.
We'd have these family dinners, and he would sort of, right when the digital cameras came out, it was also in perfect concert with when internet was dial-up.
How old are your girls now?
I have no idea.
And you, decent guy?
No.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds. Hey. How's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?